What up, y'all? It's your boy Anton, and this is Simply Marvelous, another live show. Like always, we're always joined by a special guest, my boy Bruce, aka The Nightmare, aka One Man Gang.
One man
Even though he's
gang,
part
yes,
of
sir.
the 5 Man Gang coalition, you already know, but he hold it
Most
down by
definitely.
himself too. So you know
Word,
how it
word,
go.
word.
Everything
Peace,
good
peace.
though?
What's happening? Yeah, we good, man. Just living,
Mhm.
man. Take it easy. How about yourself?
Oh man, I can't complain. I can't complain. I have a nagging suspicion you still going around telling everybody that you won the world championship with your son and all that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
hanging that over everybody's head.
yeah. It ain't died down at all, man. It ain't died down at all. I was at uh I was at physical therapy Tuesday talking about it. Like, hey, man, I don't know if you know, but you know what I mean. We ain't gonna let it rest for a while.
Hey,
Most
hold it
definitely.
up. Hold it up,
Right,
get it
right, right,
again
right,
next
right.
season. Already
Most
ago.
definitely.
No
Yep.
doubt. All right. Well, you already know, man. If you clicked on this, you already know we're talking about Black Adam, released last weekend. Um, Pretty hyped to see it, and I won't say it disappointed. It didn't disappoint, but I'm interested to see how you feel about Black Adam because I don't know. It was a lot going on though, but there's a lot of
Hmm.
stuff I loved in it too. So
Right, right,
um,
right.
before we get into it, we always do a little few interesting tidbits before we actually jump into the main topic. But we're going to keep it all on brand and talk about Black Adam. I just seen some interesting news that this is the Rock's biggest opening weekend in his career with
Oh
67
wow.
million. That
Okay.
don't sound right though. Do it?
Nah,
Like,
I wouldn't think so. He's been
uh,
doing it for a grip. I mean, a lot
yeah,
of big movies. I, I w- Maybe this is
he,
him like the main number one star because I would have thought
yeah.
one of these Fast and Furious, but I mean he's kind of co-star to Vin Diesel in those, but
Right. Yeah, that is the
mm,
caveat. Him as the leading actor in a movie,
okay,
this is his biggest one. But you even
right,
think like both Jumanjis, I think the first one it was like 90 million overall box office when it was
okay,
all said and done. The second one was I think eight did I say I meant 900. The
okay,
second one was 800 million when it was all said and done. But 67 million in the first weekend when you know how Marvel does, their movies are in the
yeah,
hundreds and
right,
200s.
right, right.
So to see that this is his biggest, and Rock is a mega star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah. He's
like
big.
Snoop Dogg status. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right, right,
no
right.
everybody know who the Rock is. So just to hear that news is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
agree.
it's
I
real
didn't even
crazy.
know that. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I expected to hear totally different from that. But
Hmm.
hey, it is what it is. You got to start from somewhere,
Yeah, you gotta start
even
from
if
somewhere.
right.
It's just crazy, and it's not even the big. It's not even close to one of the biggest DC movies as far as opening weekend. I know Batman versus Superman. I think is the biggest. I don't know all these numbers, but that was the biggest. I think the Justice League. No, Justice League was lower than this one, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. Um, what else was up there? I think Wonder Woman and Aquaman both were higher than this one.
Wow.
Both all the Batmans were bigger than this one. So it's a crazy thing. I can't believe that when
Right.
I seen that, I'm like, I mean, Rock is a superstar. So, but
Right. I
anyways,
know.
oh, go
I
ahead,
want to
go.
say this though, man. With
Mm-hmm.
you know, what I mean, I just live in a small city, small town in Indiana, but I know
Mm-hmm.
whatever is pretty much hot, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? I just went to see a horror movie today. Sometimes I go
Mm-hmm.
on Thursdays. Usually Saturdays work out the best for me. And
Right.
I'm at every Marvel flick. I'm at
Mm-hmm.
every top horror movie. I'm at the DCs that's supposed to be dope.
Mm-hmm.
I know for my city, the theaters aren't packed. Uh Give or take 2.5, 3 years ago, you went to a Marvel movie. I mean, I remember sitting shoulder to shoulder. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I remember standing in a line waiting. I don't know if it's just a my city thing or if it's everywhere. But I mean, we went to go see a horror movie today that just came out. That's been a lot of previews for. There's maybe
Mm-hmm.
six people in there.
Really.
I went to the 605 showing. There was a eight something showing, but I mean I don't know what was from there. When I went to see, I took the family to go see Black Adam last Thursday.
Hmm.
I don't think I'd be lying if I said they was only maybe 12 to 18 people in there.
Really?
Um, when I went to see Halloween maybe had 12 people in it. So I don't know, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But that's just my city. So
Right.
I don't know if people staying home. I don't know if people staying home,
I don't
or
know.
what. I don't know. I
That's
don't
real,
know. I
real
mean, what
odd.
about
I
your?
know.
Is it
You know, our theater when we saw Black Adam, I would say it was. Man, if I was a guesstimate, I would say 85 to 90% full. Like,
oh
I
yeah,
went
wow, that
at
was a
I
lot
went at
more.
like 9. We went to the 9 o'clock show at night on Friday. No, on Saturday, excuse me, on Saturday. So that might be, a reason why, possibly. But yeah, people don't do it the same, but Marvel fans are, different. If you're a Super
Hmm.
Mario fan, Marvel fan, if you can, you're going on Thursday. That's the day
Right.
you expect it to be completely packed out. It's not
Hmm.
out of the question for that first weekend in general for almost every showing to be blocked out. But depending on what it is, if it's an Avengers or
Hmm.
level type thing, you're not going to get a seat unless you pre-order that thing. I
Right. Right.
expect the same thing for Black Panther for the most part. I'm not going to say it's going to be completely packed out every show, but I guarantee if you go on Thursday, bro, I can
Yeah,
almost
it's gonna be.
guarantee it's going to be
Yeah, it should
crazy.
be.
It's
It
going to be
should be.
crazy. But
I
I
know.
don't
I
know.
checked.
No, I'm
I
just going
checked.
to.
Yo, go ahead. My bad.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say it is different though since COVID though. It's
Right.
not. It's just people are still somewhat skeptical, and I
Right.
believe that.
Yeah.
Though I don't see anybody with a mask on when they're in that thing.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep. That's facts too. That's facts
yeah.
too.
So
I know it's about 2 weeks ago, week and a half. I don't remember what I was seeing, but I was asking them about, what I mean, early tickets for Wakanda and thinking about renting it out. And it was like, hey, yesterday, the day before, whatever it was, I know the tickets just started going on sale. Are they selling real fast? Should I look about getting one now?
mhm.
She hit the button and she was like, oh no, no, you're good. I was like, wow.
That's
I was like,
crazy
wow.
though.
So I mean, I asked today about a double feature because I saw something online, but they said my city's not getting that. Then I asked them about they upped the price on renting out an auditorium
Hmm.
because it went from it's like almost $400 now. And she was saying whatever about that, but what I mean, it's just different. You know what I mean? I expected when we went to Black Adam that it'll be a nice little crowd, man. It really wasn't. But hey, it is what it
That's
is, man.
crazy. Yeah, I don't
Right?
know what it is. I wonder if that's more of a sentiment of The Rock or DC,
Mm,
because The Rock
right.
over the last decade, it's kind of like he's oversaturated. He's been in so
Hmm.
much. You see him all the time. You hear about him all the time. So I don't know if people are getting tired of him. I mean, I don't go to see all his movies. I've seen the Jumanji joints. Um, what else? I didn't see Hobbs and Shaw in the theater. I didn't see the last Fast and the
I didn't
Furious.
see
I don't
that
think he
either.
was in the last one either. But it's like I don't
Nah.
jump out of my seat when I see The Rock is
Right.
going to be
Right.
in a movie because he does so many different type of movies, and a lot of times they're kind of the same type of movie or the same movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like a Ryan Reynolds movie. It's just going
It's
to be
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds being
Right.
Ryan
Yeah. Yeah.
Reynolds. So that's how
Yeah.
The Rock
Yeah.
is for the most part.
Big
So
facts. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That's true.
Right. What up,
Yeah.
Tori and Rain? Reloaded. Appreciate you being in the building.
All right.
What else? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He said it
Well,
was quite a
easy.
few people where I was at. I went at 3
That's
p.m.
what's
on
up.
Thursday afternoon. Them
That's
Thursdays
what's
be the
up.
ones. I like Thursday shows because they're the most passionate fan base. So if something happens on screen that's amazing, they're usually not hesitant to react in the
Oh,
proper
right,
way.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
I'm in.
Go on the weekend, you might get too many. I don't say too many, but you'll get the casuals, and you be looking for a reaction. You be like, you didn't see that, but
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean. It says so.
yeah.
I like them
I miss that
Thursday
energy.
joints. Yeah,
I miss that energy.
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If you know, not that I'm one of that guy that like to either sit with my family or sit amongst myself. But if it's
Hmm.
packed, I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? You turn the corner and it's like, oh, I could have showed up late and I would have been
Right,
good. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
but I mean, it is
I
what
don't
it
know.
is. I'm just saying
Right.
when we were saying with the, what I mean, with how much the Black Adam made to me when I think about
Mm-hmm.
for my city, it was. I mean, like I said, I just went Thursday. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
Friday was, on and on and on. But I mean, but I know the Marvel movies used to be. shoulder to shoulder. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if I mean, I didn't see a big crowd with the Thor with on and on and on. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
COVID messed up a lot of stuff, but we could proceed, man.
Yeah, it's
I was
all
just
good.
mentioning that. Yeah,
Superhero fatigue might be a thing too. It might
I've been
be.
hearing a lot of talk of
Yeah,
that. I've
it
been hearing a
could
lot of
be.
talk of that too.
It could be. Yeah, I understand it. Especially with this phase 4 of Marvel. They've been really hit and miss. So, you got a
Yeah,
few gems in there. You get a few gems. Shang-Chi was super dope.
yeah.
What other one? I know Thor was yeah, you already
Thor,
know.
Black Widow was alright.
Black Widow was
Um,
straight. It was good for it,
hmm
what it was.
right,
Obviously came at the wrong time, but yeah, it is. It's just been hit and miss. So,
right.
but all right, we'll move on. This is going in
hmm
conjunction with, it's currently 40% on Rotten Tomato, but the audience score is at 90. It's like critics. This is a case in point. You don't have to listen to critics at all. First and foremost, the
Nah,
audience
big
score is
facts.
always the most important because it's based on pure enjoyability. That's really all it is. A critic usually doesn't get the nuance of a superhero film. What should be right, it should be correct. What's accurate and what's not accurate. Um, Critics usually look at these as just big, explosions. You know what I mean? Just a whole
hmm
bunch of explosions, scattered explosions, no real story, which we all know that's not true because that's how Marvel is so successful with their movies in general, is the story. That's why we follow
Right,
so much. That's why we love
right,
Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther. You know what I mean? That's why. So, but critics in general just don't know what the hell they talking about when it comes to this genre of movies. But the audience score shows that people actually like this movie a lot, and there's a
right.
lot to like about this movie, and especially if you go in with the right frame of mind. It's still the Rock Johnson. You're not going to get some
hmm
Shakespearean acting. You're not going to get like the deepest plot line. You're not going to get most of that
Right,
stuff.
right.
You're just going to get some folks getting their head tore off. You're gonna get a lot of explosions.
And
You getting
there
that
was a
stuff
lot
that,
of that.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about some of that. But boy, he was giving out so much business. But
business,
yeah,
business.
all through the whole movie, that's what he was doing. But that's what we expect when we see The Rock, and he delivered that. And that's all we could ask for. There's some things in there. I was like, okay, I mean, all right, bro. But we'll get into that. Uh yeah, man, let's just talk about the movie, bro.
Cool,
Let's just
cool,
go ahead and
cool.
talk into it. Just a quick thought from you, your overall feeling of this movie. How'd you feel walking out of the theater when you saw this movie?
I mean, like if I was to do let's just go 1 to 10. I'll probably give it about a
Okay.
7.5. I give it about a
Okay.
seven and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
half.
That's all right.
You know what I mean? I didn't walk out. I didn't walk out with my head down. I didn't walk out
Mm-hmm.
upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
I actually, you know what I mean? It kept my attention the whole time. There's been a
Mm-hmm.
few movies lately that haven't.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, you know what I mean? There's been a few movies I ain't gonna lie. I ain't, you know what I mean? If it makes me sound like an old man, I will. I've done dozed off in movies that was supposed
Oh.
to be that shit. You know what I'm saying? That you supposed to stay awake in. And I'm like, yo,
Right. Oh yeah.
this wasn't it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I stayed awake through the whole rip of that. Like I said, I brought the family with me. They was into it. I know my son left saying that he would have got. I mean, he only 7, but you know what I'm saying. He was like, "Yo, I gave it a 10 out of 10." You know what I mean? My daughter was digging it too. Uh, to me, the action, you know what I mean, it kept coming. That was on par. The fight scenes was on par. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't beat us over the head with jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? They let the character be what he needed to be. You know what I mean? They didn't
Mm-hmm.
try to soften him up or nothing like that. That's what I liked. You know what I mean? When it got time to get busy, Black Adam was
Ready
getting
to go.
busy.
He was ready
Yeah,
to
with
go.
all
You
the
know what I
smoke.
mean? He was ready.
He was with all the smoke. You
All
know what I
of
mean?
it.
All the and he was talking like I'm you know what I mean? I'm gonna kill him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It was pretty much like that. Like I'm
Oh
about to
yeah.
body everything. If you don't like that, you need to leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Oh yeah.
it was straight, hey, grabbing people, throwing them. That beginning fight scene, man. I mean, he was
Bruh.
punching through bricks and just, you know
Bruh.
what I mean? Like I said, that quote, when they opened fired on him and he was like, yo, your magic is weak.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's hard. That's hard. And then it
Oh
was just
yeah,
bodying right after that.
it was.
There was that scene. There was that scene with the military dude, like was 10, 15 feet away from him and was like sizing him up. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And like reached for his pistol and he got electrocuted. And like, bro, you just saw this is I mean, we respect your heart, but
I
you
know,
sizing
right?
him up like, yeah, he don't want. Come on, man. Like this dude just bodied your whole crew. Like this is a god, this is a demigod like character, and you squared up with him. Okay, all right, man. You know me. You. They. Hopefully they remember you straight up like Thanos.
Facts.
Hopefully they remember you.
Because it might not be no pieces left of you when he's done. Like
Nothing.
nothing there,
Nothing.
dude.
Nothing.
just,
Hopefully they
just a
remember you.
spirit. No, that is it, man. Straight up.
What about
I
yourself?
mean, as far as like rating is exact, 7.5. It was action from front to back. This man woke up out of his sleep and just started handing out business. It was like 1 minute between him waking up and murder. It was just, he murdered everything, dog. He hit a dude with another dude, and when he flashback, he still had the dude's arm in his hand. Like, God,
Yeah.
are you serious, dude?
Yeah.
This dude is snatching up everybody. And like, and I like how they like you said, they didn't soften him up. He was hard body all the way until he came out the water. At the end when
Right.
Dr. Fate brought him back. That was from the beginning until then, he was completely hard body. Completely. So it almost makes me sad. I wish he would have been a villain in like a Justice League movie. Because I feel like,
Right.
what I mean, getting him and Superman together a lot sooner would have been that'd be
Right.
perfect. But
Yeah. Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
I like Black Adam a lot. I ain't even talking about the movie. I like him as a character, bro. I can't wait to see him and Superman throw hands. I just can't wait because I know you sent me a video and I didn't get to watch it yet, but I just don't see anybody that's been on screen thus far that can rock with Black Adam. And I am almost include Superman in that as far as movie goes, because I know that Superman is one of his weaknesses is magic, and I
Magic.
know
Yeah.
Black Adam has that. So I'm like, what can he do to Black Adam that Black Adam can't do back to him? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I
Right. Right.
I
Right.
I,
Right.
I really can't wait to see that. And all the other characters, I like them too. I'm questionable on Hawkman's helmet. I ain't gonna lie to you. That thing was big as hell. That boy got a strong neck, don't he? Man, that's a big helmet. But he was
so
hard
much
though.
stress.
He was hard.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
was fighting anybody else except Black Adam, he would have been bodying things. He would have been bodying everything. But
Man, he was so hero. He was so like typical
yeah,
hero.
he was
With his
Captain
chest
America.
out.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah,
Captain
chest out,
America.
chin.
Yeah.
You will not allow that. Man.
But yeah, I like the JSA. I like them. I wish we would have got a little bit more of them, even though they was in there pretty much the whole time. But I wish I could have got them,
Right.
I don't know, not getting I would say getting their asses handed to them basically by Black Adam the whole movie. You know what I mean? But they were dope at the same time. And I can't wait to see them all again, especially working together in that capacity. They could really hand out some business. And I wonder what type of threat could offer them a challenge, because you got Black Adam on your side, man. You better bring who would it be? Dark Side. You better
Dark Side, Doomsday.
Doomsday. You got to bring them out.
Yeah,
as far as I know,
gotta be something like that, man. Yeah, it's got to be them.
Yeah.
But then to me, like I said before, man, like I love both franchises. I rock towards Marvel more, but when it comes to DC, man, I love DC's villains. Like I love their villains more than I love their heroes. You know what I mean? I like Soup. I like Batman.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Flash is cool. Few others, but I love DC's villains. You know what I mean? They villains is about it. You know what I mean? Even they human first villains. They mentally twisted. You know what I mean? They got some of the best villains to me. But yeah, whoever you bring to the table, if you got backing the Black Adam, you gotta be A plus. You gotta be a threat. or it's not
Super.
going to be good for you. I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, also I want to give a shout out to Hawkman's crib. This man's whole landscape came out. Just the whole plane came out.
yeah,
I'm like, oh man, this dude is on
yeah.
something. That made me want a
It looked like
Hawkman movie.
it looked
Because he
like the
has a
X Men
story.
joint. That
It do.
looked like
Yeah.
the X Men
Yeah.
Academy joint. Yep.
What's it called? The X-Wing? Or what is
Um,
the X-Men's plane called?
man, I can't remember right
Uh
now, man. But it
but it
reminded me
looked
of that big
exactly like
time.
it though. But yeah, that
Yep.
made me want more Hawkman because this dude, he's into something to get all this money,
Mm,
and it seemed like he would have an interesting story. And he's also the actor that I
yeah.
want to play Blue Marvel. Me and Taylor Day had a show talking about who we would want to play certain characters. What is his name? Is it Aldis Hodge?
You might be right.
Yeah.
I just
I
remember
want.
that brother by face. Yeah.
Yeah, I need him to play Blue Marvel. He just seemed like the perfect dude to do it. He can age him up and age him down at the same time, so he can kind of play in
Hmm.
different time periods and everything. Yeah, he's ill though. Um,
Yeah.
what'd you think about some of the other characters that they brought out for
I
this
mean, just
movie?
to finish what you were saying with Hawkman, man, to think
Oh
that
yeah,
he was able to, he was able to keep coming. You know what I
oh
mean? It
yeah,
was like, I
yeah.
mean, his heart was crazy. I mean, he getting hit with bolts thrown all over the place, and he was just shaking it off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't lay down for nothing. You know what I
Nothing.
mean? He was
Facts.
when fate said, I mean, hopefully everybody who's if you tuning in, we ain't
Yeah,
spoiling nothing. If you are, it's
yeah.
too late, bro.
It's
You
been
know what I mean? But
spoilers. Come on,
you
man.
know what I mean? When Dr. Fate let it be known that he was gonna die, you know what I mean? And he didn't back down. I don't fear
Nah,
death. You know what I mean?
right.
He was the way they portrayed him too. They didn't soften him up. They actually he actually had a little more machismo than I expected. You know what I mean? Because like you said, it was damn near cap. You know what I mean? He's putting
Yeah.
his life on the line. No, I
Mm-hmm.
got this. Hey, you know what I mean? That um I thought Fate was really cool. I wish they would have showed him a little bit more.
Right. I think so
You
too.
know what I mean? Cyclone would I think, you know what I mean, the little that they showed her was solid, definitely on her, intelligence and intellect
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you want to read that comment, go ahead.
Nah. Oh, yeah. Rain. He was saying The Rock made this film for fans, not the critics, and it shows. And you are correct. He made this
Yes, that's
strictly
what
for
it's about.
fans. And he
That's
tried
what
to
it's
say this
about.
was one of the worst movies ever, like The Last Airbender. Yeah. I mean,
Nah.
come on, man. What are you talking about? How in the world could this be one of the worst movies of all time? Are you serious? This movie, I mean, the pure action wise is damn near one of the best movies that we've seen in a
Right,
very long
right.
time. So that alone will take it out of that category. So I don't be listening to
It,
critics.
when he says the action, it still wasn't just action of like, yo, that's dope because it was explosions. It was still
Nah,
more to it than just that. You know what I mean? He snatching people up, taking them in the sky. I
yeah.
mean, the scene where, you know what I mean, like knowing, I mean, the type of the level of character that he is, you know what I'm saying? You would think he would do that, but to see that opening scene when boys was hiding behind
Mm-hmm.
bricks and concrete and he punching through it. It
Punching
wasn't no
through it.
reaching
Yeah.
around. You
Right.
know what I mean? I done seen action films where the superhero or whatever will fly around and get in your face or something like that. He punching through like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I'm here to get you and there's nothing stopping me. So I
Right.
mean, it was, you know what I mean? Some people just like, hey, action is cool because it's explosions. Nah, there was
Mm-hmm.
more to it than just explosions in this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This
But
is
yeah,
what Marvel would look like if they weren't under Disney. You got to think the power level of some of these characters. Like you don't, I don't know.
yeah,
If somebody gets slammed by Hawk, that body is going to almost evaporate when it hits the ground.
yes,
This
yeah,
movie really leaned into that, like that real
right, right,
effect
right,
of being punched by a god.
yeah,
These dudes was evaporating. It's like
yeah,
that's 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 what it really would be like. If
right,
somebody can bench press the moon, they're not gonna they're not
right,
gonna
right,
smack you and you're gonna feel still be intact after he slapped you.
right,
It's
right,
just not gonna
right.
happen.
Yeah,
So this is
their their
yeah,
their jab is different. Their jab
yeah.
is different.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's earth
You know, I'm like,
shattering for real. It is
yes,
very much
that was
earth
just
shattering.
that was just a jab, and it annihilated everything. You know what I
Hold on,
mean?
oh, I like this comment though right here. Black Adam was an aggressively okay superhero movie. Aggressively okay. But I understand though. I
Oh
understand
wow,
what you mean
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
You're not getting
Aggressively
grade A
okay.
acting, none of that. But you got all the smoke, all the funk that you needed to be entertained and come out at least smiling like, yeah, that was
Yeah,
some crazy things
that's
that
what I
happened,
did.
and you remember a lot of things that happened in that movie. So you didn't
Right,
doze off either.
right.
So yeah,
I mean,
no
that's. I
doubt.
mean, like I say, I don't really think, I don't really go in them thinking, you know what I mean. When I leave here, I'm gonna get Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, you know what I mean, type level
Mm-hmm.
of acting. You know what I mean.
Right.
I mean, long as you stick to the script and you do right, you know what I mean. We there to see how much it sticks up to. It stands up to the comic. Um, we want to see some beastly action. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. You know what I mean. We want them scenes where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean. I'm not looking for Shakespeare. You know what I mean. I'm
Not,
not really looking for
not
that.
in this movie. Not in this movie.
Nah,
I'm
not
not.
in that. Right,
Nah.
right.
He said should have been a JSA movie instead. I honestly, that is, it's kind of true. The only problem is the star is The Rock.
Right,
So
right,
you can't sell a JSA movie as easily. Pierce Brosnan, he's a superstar, megastar, but he don't connect with anybody that's 25 and younger. Nobody
right.
knows who
True.
Pierce Brosnan is for the most part. Not even Alden Hodge or any of the other actors. Nobody knows them. At least I didn't know some of them, but you know, that's the only reason I could see them not going with the JSA. But otherwise, I agree though. It would have been an ill move for it to be just the JSA movie and have Black Adam as the villain that you turn in the end. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
understand that.
It's it still
But
fit the way it did, man. I mean,
yeah,
it
oh
was
yeah,
like yeah, it was like the Chronic album. There was a Dre album, but Snoop was all over it. You know what I
right,
mean? The
right.
Dog Pound was all over it. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you got to portray everybody that you can bring in at a later said date.
Right,
Because I mean, that's the only thing they didn't do. But I mean,
right.
that's more of a Marvel thing. Like at the end, they didn't have Black Adam will be back or will return or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I mean, they left it open for all of that. I mean, I saw the other day that uh was it the director, writer, whoever was saying, you know what I mean, that there will be a part two and it's not going to take long for us to get that part two out.
Right. I heard they
And
were
to me,
already working
that's
on
how it should be.
it.
Yep, ride that wave, ride that wave.
Right. It must. I know they're
Right,
giving
yep.
The Rock some control over the future of what's going on. Also, we didn't mention this that James Gunn is the uh partnering. Who is the other guy? I know it was James Gunn and
Um,
somebody else. They
can't.
are
It was a
the
Suicide
new
Squad stuff,
okay.
man. I
The
can't
new
name it.
head of
I'm terrible with
DC
names.
film,
Yep.
TV. Um, that's interesting to me. That's probably something we'll talk about more about on the weekend show. But James Gunn, I think he's dope. I really do. But I wonder, it's like Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Love and Thunder. James Gunn has a lot of his flavor, though he's better at executing it than Taika. Um, Having him the head of all of this smells like some Marvel coming. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It could be a lot of weird, jokey stuff coming on, but maybe he's just a Peter Safran. Appreciate you all in the game. Appreciate that. Um, James Gunn does have a good eye for detail and things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my faith in him that he's going to at least partner. He's partnering with Peter. I don't know his history, but listen to some of the people who are in the know more than Marvel does. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I guess so. I just don't know if James Gunn is going to be the right one, but I'm gonna put my trust in him because
Yeah,
all I know from him is Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker. That's all I know. Guardians 1
Peacemaker,
is classic. Guardians
most
2 is
definitely.
all right.
Right.
Peacemaker was ill though. I'm not gonna lie, it was goofy, but it was a lot of bodying going on in there too.
Man, yeah, John
It was
Cena
a
in rare
yeah,
form, bro.
yeah. He
John
was
Cena in
wilding.
rare
He
form.
was wilding. So I can understand the move. I hope it works out. Shout out to him. Marvel did do James Gunn pretty wrong. He hopped back on board just to get his franchise done. Guardians 3 and the Christmas special that we just got a trailer for this week. And man, bid you farewell. I hope you do well because we want to see some DC stuff. We're Marvel fanboys, but we're not DC haters at all. We want them to win.
Not at all.
If they don't win, that means Marvel can slack off. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? If they're not doing it right. So, but yeah. Anyways, man, shout out to all in the game too, keeping me on point up in here because I guess I ain't researched enough today for this episode.
The names, man. It's the names.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
the
it's
names,
hard.
man.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. There's so many of them. I forget what we was just talking about now. I wanted to know who any of the other characters that you liked or wish you would have saw more of. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, if I thought it would have been cool maybe if they would have spoke on like how Adam Smasher powers, you know, I know he said he inherited him from his grandfather and his suit and stuff, but if they would have just broke down that a little bit more. Also, man, it was not jumping, but I mean when we talking characters, you know, we know how the end post credit was, and I mean we'll probably get to that. But I still think it would have been cool if they would have somehow did something with Shazam, you know what I mean, if you know, just in there. I mean, it was cool to show a Snoop, I said Snoop, Soups, but right. I mean, really, his counterpart is Shazam, though, you know what I mean? Facts. So, yeah, right. You know what I mean? I mean, what they gave us, I thought was dope. The little, the son of the modern chick. I mean, he was out there, man. I mean, he was putting himself on the line on the skateboard. You know what I mean, rivaling up the troops. I thought they did well with that young dude, with him not even being a superhero. You know what I mean, just trying to support his moms and being you know what I mean, a supporter of Death Adam, because that's what he was calling him at the beginning. Hey, Death Adam, you are a hero, you are a champion. But yeah, man, I thought they did well for the most part for what they did. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe just if anything, it would have just been small details. You know what I mean? But everything else was straight. It was straight.
That's what's up. Yeah. I thought they rushed through some things, even the beginning of it, where they found the tomb. I'm like, man, it would have been nice to know how y'all knew where all this stuff was. You know what I mean? They walked right in. The crown was there already. I'm like,
right.
This is very convenient. This just happened way too fast for me. You know, Indiana Jones is jealous right now. He had to do some work to find some of the treasure. This lady, she went straight in and found it. So, and then knew exactly what to do to wake up. She's wake up, Black Adam. I'm like, man, it just everything you read about the whole history was true. You just knew exactly what to do.
Nothing was off. Her Google Maps was so on point.
Right. You know facts. Her Google Maps was so on point. I'm like, man, y'all speak. But I mean, I understand. You don't want, to dump too much. That's what happened to Eternals. It was too much at one time. So I can understand why they would cut a couple corners on there. Speaking of the kid, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. There's some parts of bad. It was some bad acting going on with that kid, though. I'm not gonna lie. Man, I don't know what it was. Like when he was trying to gather the people, you know what I mean, to I guess like salute the champion or whatnot. He just didn't sound passionate enough for me. It didn't sound. It didn't. Yeah, it was one of those. I'm like, come on, man. This kid is the literal definition of bout it. He is out in these streets. He is out in these streets running around, trying to do all he can to help out the cause
on a skateboard.
Don't sound on a skateboard and do not sound passionate. He was up there throwing up the rock. You notice that they was throwing up the rock first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you got to be a little more passionate, man. But first of all, shout out to him because he's doing something that we all wish we could. And I'm
Oh
not trying
man.
to dish on you at all. It didn't hit me in the soul where it's supposed to when you're trying to rally the people of your country and all that stuff. So, but that was just a little side thing.
No, no, I get it. I
But
get it. I like the spirit though. I like that part of
yeah,
the spirit. You know what
I
I mean?
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little cringy at times. I'm trying to think of what else I was going to talk about. Okay, let's talk about this the villain part. I don't know how much I like that though. I felt like first of all, is he a recognizable character in the DC universe? Does anybody know?
I don't.
Because
I don't
I
think
don't know
he's
anything
that
about him.
big. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't 100% familiar with him like that. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
had to when they did the second trailer, and you know what I mean. I remember seeing maybe it was Rock Stars, one of them. It pointed out like in the background, like, yo, I wasn't even familiar like that. You know what I mean? I think
Mm-hmm.
it made sense, but then again, I don't think he wasn't an A+ character like that for it. That's why I think the Justice League, you know what I mean, the society was in there. They had Rock as the star
Mm-hmm.
because I really don't think the villains, because Black Adam is borderline a villain anyway. You
Right.
know what I
All
mean?
right. Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So to me, let's add these characters. Let's put the Rock's face to it because to make up for what you know what I mean, maybe who he had to go up against.
Mm-hmm. I
Thought it
don't
was
know. I
straight,
just
but
it was cool. It was just like, man, couldn't you give us somebody more, at least more recognizable? Like you, that's one of Marvel's formulas as of I want to say in the beginning, but as of late, the biggest star of the movie, other than the lead actor, the lead
is the
actor, whoever
villain.
the movie is, but it's the movie, the villain. They
The
cast the
villain,
biggest
yeah,
star to be the villain, and I don't want to say they're always recognizable villains, but there's a lush history with every
right.
villain they use. I'm like,
Hmm.
they could have did that, and he didn't. I don't know. He just felt throwaway. He felt like they heard about Mephisto coming. They was like, "Yo, let's get our own Mephisto out here." You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about Mephisto. I just keep hearing about him.
Right, right, right.
But
He's
it's like
Mystico.
that's what I felt like. I was seeing. I was like, "Oh, this must be their version of Mephisto." So, like I said, I don't know DC comics like that
He
besides the
got
main
bodied
guys.
though. When it got time to
He
get body, he got
he
body.
really got
Mhm.
bodied. He really did. He really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah. As far as characters go for me, Dr. Fate, uh, I'm hoping he does make a return in some form or fashion. I think he's an ill character. He was probably the best at standing toe to toe with Black Adam. I know it
Hmm.
wasn't more of a physical thing, but his magic and that helmet that he uses stood the best chance against Black
Right.
Adam, even if it's through just pure trickery. But he's a he's an ill character. I know in the comics he's very ill, and then that's a actor that you want on screen in general.
Right.
Pierce Brosnan is legendary, so
Hmm.
I hope they bring him back in some form or fashion. He's really worthy of his own movie because the journey to get that helmet in general is something
Yeah.
that could be,
Yeah.
put on screen also. So
They
I don't
mentioned his
know.
age. They
What
mentioned
you
him
say?
being 100 years. They mentioned his age. He mentioned being 100 years old. That's a
Yeah,
story in
that's
itself.
right. It's hella
You know what I
history
mean?
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was coming up with this art idea I had for artists,
Hmm.
and I wanted it to be a crossover with different characters. I wanted the pick to be starring Thanos, but I wanted it to leave evidence where Thanos went to all different universes in Mortal
Mm,
Kombat, DC. But what I
mm.
wanted was him to be like sitting on a throne with evidence of the most powerful artifacts, elements from
Oh,
different universes.
that
So
would
when
be
I was
hard.
doing my research, when I researched again for what I couldn't remember for DC, I know Fate's helmet was top three, top four most powerful elements in
Hmm.
DC. So
Hmm.
that speaks for itself. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like this, bring that power. Show that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show that. Dope
Absolutely.
actor, legendary actor. One of the most powerful elements in the universe. He's 100 years old. That's a lot of years of stories that he would have. He did hold his own up. You know what I mean? Like when you were saying you thought he held his own the most with Black Adam, but was it
Hmm.
didn't Hawkman say something like, "Yo, we need the only way to beat magic is with magic." So it was like, "Yo,
Right.
we got to find somebody to stand up to it because you ain't going to just boxing. You know what I mean? It's more to it beating him than just trying to go heads up. So
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
they definitely should explore more into that character, and they almost have to start exploring some of these characters with DC. You can't keep retreading the same characters. I know it's hard to move to more unrecognizable characters. Marvel has struggled as of late with it a little bit. They obviously struck gold with like Guardians of the Galaxy and some of these other characters, but it's hard to bring out a new character and have everybody be ready to go to the theater and spend their money on it. But DC, you have to do it. You can't live on
yeah.
Batman and Superman the whole
Super
time.
forever.
You
No, right,
can't do
right,
it.
right.
You know what I mean? Wonder Woman, when she dropped, she went crazy. Like they did 1 billion with that. They did 1 billion with
Hmm.
Aquaman because these are the characters that we've been waiting on. We've been living on Superman and Batman. So keep
Hmm.
doing that. Keep building on your roster so you can actually build an actual universe that's not centered around 4 people. You
Right.
got to keep
Yep.
doing it, and you have plenty of
Hmm.
characters. There's no shortage of DC characters. Matter of fact, every DC character has a Marvel character. They're all the same. They just
Right,
name
right,
these
right.
characters different. So you got to be more creative and kind of figure out which characters need to show up. Green Lantern. I think I heard that he has something in development. I don't know. I want
Well,
to see
even
a
the
Red Hood movie. That's what I want to see.
yeah, Red
You
Hood
know,
is hard.
Red Hood
That's
is
what I
super
like.
hard.
Villains. DC do some villains movies. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If
right.
that that would be dope. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You can do
if
Nightwing
if
and all
if
these characters. Do the
all, man,
all
all of
of
that
them.
joint, man.
Yeah.
Um, do a Ra's
Raja,
al Ghul
I
movie.
swear I was gonna say
Oh
that. Man,
man,
come
that'd
on,
be
man.
crazy.
You got to. Dude. You got to do stuff like that. I don't see. You just cast big actors. That's how you sell these characters. You cast the big actors,
Right.
and then you bring in a character that they already recognize to team up somehow or cross over into these, and that's how you bring along these characters. There's plenty of
Most
universe to
definitely.
build. There's plenty of it.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
stop
Yep.
sticking to you. You keep messing around, and you're gonna start losing people because Flash, you already want to use them, but now you got an actor that's messing up the whole bag. So now you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta need some backups. I'm just telling y'all, man.
Right. Right.
Don't
Right.
bring
Right.
me
Right.
reverse Flash because you don't try to bring me a reverse Flash or something like that because Ezra Miller is
Nah.
messing up. Nah, man. Just dig in your bag. James Gunn knows the bag. Nah, that's the one thing
Right.
I know. James is ahead when it comes to the comics,
Hmm.
so that's where I guess I can lie my trust in, right there. But I don't know, man.
A Deathstroke movie would be hard too.
Mm,
Only problem would be is if people would get confused with Deadpool since
Deadpool.
Deadpool's been, you know what I
Mm-hmm,
mean?
mm-hmm,
Even though he origin, you know what I mean, they
right.
got Deadpool from Stroke. But I
Mm-hmm,
mean Deathstroke is just as hard, if not harder, without the
mm-hmm,
goofy. You know what
right.
I mean? He just gonna be bodying, knocking boys down, checking them off their
Yep.
list and moving on.
Yep.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Then you can bring another recognizable character off of that. You got Green Arrow and
Right,
Arrow and
right,
all
right,
that,
right,
and that
right.
had a
Yeah,
huge run on the CW. So people
right.
recognize that character right off the rip. So yeah,
And
you are correct.
they could almost do a death stroke, not saying to bite, I'm just saying in general. They could almost do a death stroke or even a dead shot, like they trying to do the secret invasions with it, more of like a agent born identity type of flick. You know what I mean? Because it don't even have to be 100% like a comic book movie. You know what I mean? You could, these are hitmen.
Mm,
These are superpowered hitmen. So you
mm-hmm.
could do it like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and
True
that
that.
would be hard.
True that.
You know what I
That
mean?
that's the
That would be
best part
hard.
about using ground level characters, because you actually can
Hmm.
make like I don't call them regular movies, but you can make a movie that don't feel like a superhero movie when it's ground level characters because they're doing things that are exceptional, but they're not out of the realm of possibility of human. You know what I mean? Things
Right.
humans can really do. They're just better at it because they practiced, or they might get a little extra boost from something, but it still looks
Right.
feasible. So yeah, I love ground characters, ground level characters, the daredevils, and characters like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
most
mean,
definitely.
there's a blind man flying around the city, jumping off buildings. I don't know how believable that is, but he made it look like I could do it too.
Right, right, right,
So
right, right. I feel like I can relate.
I
I feel
know,
like I
right?
can relate.
Give me a room of 12-year-olds. I could do a hallway scene. You know what I mean? I could be in there like this. Ah,
Man,
ah.
we was talking about that last night, man. Me and some of the fellas got together
Mhm.
and we was talking about the first two seasons of Daredevil, and we was just talking about the fight scene. The fight scenes were so hard, and
Oh
the
yeah,
hallway scene, and
yeah.
like CG was saying, like what he liked so much about it was like they still showed the human side of him where he was getting fatigued,
Oh yeah.
but then
Oh
he'll
yeah.
shake it off,
Right.
and get right up and like lay
Mm-hmm.
somebody out. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, follow that script.
Facts.
Most
Yeah, you
definitely.
get nobody can say 'cause that man. He got bodied quite a few times in his own show. And he didn't had it. He had a couple episodes where he was just laying down, didn't he? Though he
Yeah,
was
he
just
definitely got to
talking.
have a concussion. He got to have a concussion, bro. Like, man, because he was taking some hits like Rocky Balboa be taking,
Facts,
bro. Like,
big
man.
facts. What is all in the game said the guy who went out his way to dig up all those old gun tweets has ironically gotten guns so much money and power. You're not lying, man. You are not lying. Because I first of all, I don't even remember what those tweets were, but they I hate that stuff, man. You dig up like 6 and 7 year
Yeah,
old stuff, like a 7 year, like come on, man. First of all, I was totally different
right,
back then. And then,
right,
it doesn't you can't tell me who I am now by some old stuff. And then, I don't remember what he said, but probably was
yeah. I
somewhat
don't
light.
remember either.
It was probably, I mean, it wasn't, I don't want to call it, I don't want to be insensitive because it might have been some that was mean spirited, but it don't mean you take away a man's job.
Right,
Not people are not going to boycott your movie so much that you don't make your money that you're supposed to make because this man directed that movie. It's like Marvel was tripping at that moment. I don't understand that, but he has all the money and
beginning of the
power now.
Walt of the Disney connection, and I mean,
Yeah,
as you see, now that they got Disney, the movies ain't quite been what what I mean, what it once was. So,
right,
but hey, it is what it is. I mean,
right.
almost any exposure, whether it's negative or good, people still tune in. You know what I mean? Who is
Facts.
this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this guy? This woman? This company they talking
Mm-hmm.
about? Now that gives you more views on the internet. That gives you more whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? So even if when they
Mm-hmm.
do say something negative, you know what I mean, it's still like, man, you just got 2,000 more followers with saying something negative about me on the news. So
Big facts.
I mean,
In this game, all press is good press. That's what they
facts,
say. So
facts,
I don't
facts.
know, but yeah, he flipped the script on him. This man is doing
Most
things
definitely,
now. Shout
right?
out to him. I wish my last name was Gunn too, just for the record. Let me see what we got. Aldous Hodge, in my opinion, should be John Stewart. Ooh, Green Lantern leading his own franchise instead of Hawkman. Already voiced him in the latest animated movie. Man, you my guy, man. You need to come on the show. You got all the nuggets out here in these streets, man. Uh, hey, yeah, you heard it first. I wouldn't be mad at that either. John Stewart does need to be a whole situation on the big
but
screen.
there's talk of that, like where they're what is it, HBO series is supposed to
Uh,
be coming. They just announced,
did
and
they?
they're supposed to be and they're supposed to be coming with, for what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be Stewart. So,
Okay.
um,
Was this
and with it being
this recent?
yeah, I shared it on I mean the movie nerds page and in my
Okay.
superhero
All
stuff.
right.
Either if it wasn't yesterday, it was Monday,
Okay.
or if it wasn't yesterday, it was Tuesday. And I mean, with it being on HBO, it could be close to rated R because I mean it's
Right.
HBO. You know what I mean?
Facts. That would be hard body. We need
Most
Green Lantern.
definitely.
That's one of their staple characters, and we still haven't got a proper version of him. They even cut him out of the Justice League movie, I believe. They had a
Yep.
John Stewart in there, and they cut him out. So hold on. Oh yeah, he just put that on there too. So yeah, they just announced. Hey,
Yep.
watch it. Watch yourself, Marvel. DC trying to get their ducks in a row, man. They got a lot
Let's
of
do it, man.
they got a lot of high powered characters, well known
Most
characters
definitely.
too. So
Yeah.
Get it popping though, James. I hope you do.
It'd be dope if they went back and did something with the Watchmen too. That would be dope. Because I mean the regular movie was solid. It was
mhm,
just ahead of its time. You know what I
right.
mean? I
I
mean
agree.
Horshaft is a hard
Yeah,
character.
Rorschach is hard.
I mean Dr. Manhattan it almost don't get more powerful than him.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Uh, man, just do it. You know what I mean? Do it.
I seen an article on Watchmen the other day. This is probably maybe a week ago. The creator of the HBO series that did on the
Hmm.
Watchmen, they said
Hmm.
the original writer of Watchmen wanted nothing to do with anything they were doing. He doesn't want anybody to recreate his work at all. He like
Wow.
and to the point like people kept trying to get at him. He was shutting him down like in a mean fashion. Like, why are you calling me? I told you guys to never call me again. Like that type of look. I'm
Wow.
like, dang, for
Well,
real?
that's what's up, man. He
I
feel
mean,
a
I
certain way and he's
understand it,
standing on it.
I
Right.
guess, but I mean, people trying to show respect. They love your work so much. You at least can advise so your work is represented in the correct way. But I get it. You know, his original work is supposed to be a masterpiece. I've never read it, so I can't really say anything about it. But
Mm.
you at least want to advise on some stuff that
Would
people are
think
about
would
to
think
put
so.
out based on your work. You know what I mean? You don't want
Right,
nobody to
right,
put dirt on your name by putting out a bad project. I would
right.
think, I ain't saying be on the board of directors or be write the film or anything, but at least tell them, okay, now this right here is a no go. That right there, that's where I was trying to go with it. You know what I mean? Just something
Right,
light,
right,
but
right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
crazy to me. He's slamming doors in people's faces and things. But
He's
I
standing
guess
on it,
so,
man. I
man.
guess
Yeah,
he's standing on what he believes. I
yeah.
guess I can't be mad
Did you like the
at.
HBO special, the HBO TV show
Wow.
of Watchmen?
Yeah, I was digging it.
Yeah, I thought it was ill.
Yeah, I thought it was real solid.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of shocking to me that they shut down a following season with the accolades, the money it was making,
Mm-hmm.
people tuned in. I was shocked that
Yeah,
they didn't do something extra. I mean, and they had solid big name
they
actors
had
and
real
actresses in
names.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, yeah, they did the same thing to what was the other show
yep,
that
yep. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
country Lovecraft Country. Is
Yep,
that what it is? Yep. They did the same thing to that.
yep.
That was getting awards and all that. And they just said the director was being too difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
man, we ain't gonna go, you know what I mean? But I don't get it. I understand what happened, but I don't get it. If
Right, right.
you got an ill show and everybody's digging it, you automatically green like that. You would think, especially in
Exactly.
a land that you're battling for a streaming service, streaming numbers and trying to get people to subscribe, and you
Right,
got Disney Pluses out here that are dominating in Netflix and things like that. You need all the
right,
help you
right,
can
right.
get. But
Most
I don't know.
definitely.
I don't know. Hold on, see what we got. Alan Moore has been like that for decades. Oh, that's his name. Man, you got to get on the show. Man,
You
leave
know
me a
the names.
comment. Yeah, leave me a
I
comment.
know the characters. I don't be knowing these names.
I know. Leave me a comment. I need to know your email. I need to get in contact with you, my man. Hold on, let's see. Lovecraft Country showrunner was
Lovecraft.
supposed to do a Tomb Raider movie after the show got canceled, but that also got canceled too. I mean, some
They
people
canceled
are
it.
difficult though, so I don't want to say she wasn't. I don't know this lady, but when you got gold, you better stick with that gold. That's all I know.
I I know what they going to need to do. The boys is putting their foot on everybody's neck. You know what I mean?
Man,
They putting their foot on everybody. So that don't matter if you
facts.
DC, you Marvel,
Right.
your you know what I mean? It's on Disney Plus. They releasing what it is. This will be their fourth season. Every
This will
time
be
they done
for
release like they had dropped like season one, episode two came, and the views were so crazy that they was like, hey, it's renewed.
yeah,
Season two came,
yeah.
2, 3 episodes, we renewed. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? And every time it's dropping, you seeing reviews where people is going ape over
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you do anything that's graphic novel, comics. Your level that you need to compete with is the boys right now. You know what I
And
mean?
it's almost on a level that it can't be competed with. HBO
Right.
only is probably the only one that can really give a wholehearted attempt because Disney, they can't get graphic like
Yeah,
that.
they can't go
DC
there.
can't
Yeah.
get as graphic. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
something that's so in its own lane, but it's something that everybody has always wanted. Once again, what I told you, the true power of a superhuman character, that's another show that shows actually what it feels like getting punched by Superman or
Right.
getting,
Right.
you know
Right.
what I mean? So people have always, we're adults now. As a kid,
Hmm.
you can kind of let certain things slide, even though we know, man, if Superman punched him, wouldn't his face explode? We was
Right.
thinking that the whole time, but
Hmm.
they just never showed it to us. Now, as
Right.
a grown up, we're like, come on, bro. We
Right.
know that's not going to be
Hmm.
like that. So the boys is directly catering to us as fans
Hmm.
of superhero movies and TV shows.
Right.
It does everything with not one piece of filter in it. I'm gonna keep it real. They should filter some of this stuff. Some of these superpowers. You know what I mean, though. They be doing
Right.
some
Right. Right.
things like little Ant
Right.
Man and the boys. He
Yeah.
was on some
Yeah.
wilding. He was wilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He's like, okay, we didn't need to see that part right there. We didn't need
Right.
to see
Right.
that
Right.
part. But there's
I
no
get it, but
filter.
yeah, we didn't. Right.
Yeah, and that's the
But
type of stuff that
yeah.
James Gunn would do if he had no filter. That's what he would
Hmm.
do. That's the type of mind he has. I could tell. So
That's
maybe
kind of how he
DC.
did too with Peacemaker. He kind of almost took
He
it like that
did.
on Peacemaker.
He
That's why I
did.
was like, just to see, you know what I mean, that it was John Cena doing this. Like,
Yeah. John Cena
man,
was wilding in that.
man, I'm
He
like,
was wilding,
he on
bruh.
one, he in
But
rare form, bro.
he probably had the most fun he's ever had doing anything,
Probably,
though. He had to. He
probably,
probably he had nothing to hold him back. He probably could do whatever he wanted. And
right.
I couldn't imagine having that type of freedom to do and say whatever you want. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, you are correct though. The Boys is the do I want to say it's the gold standard, but it is the standard that we wish we could see out of every superhero movie when it comes to realism. Storytelling and all that. I still think Marvel is the best at it. Overall, not maybe not the last few outings or whatnot, but when it comes to realism, yeah, the Boys is where it's at. It just really is. What's the old boy, the fast dude? Uh,
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 A
A Train, yeah.
train,
The moment he ran through old girl and she exploded, I said, "Oh,
splattered her.
yep, that's it. That's exactly what would happen." You know what I mean? The Flash has punched so many people in his TV show, and nobody's exploded yet. I'm like, come on, bro. That's not what's going to happen, dude. Go outside and get hit by a car right now and tell me what you're going to look like afterwards.
Right,
Especially
right,
one that's going 100 miles an hour, let alone
right.
a man that's going at the speed of light. Come on, man.
Hmm.
So the Boys depicted it correctly.
It
I
was,
appreciate
it was just
it.
spaghetti was everywhere. That's all it was. He hit her and it was spaghetti.
Oh
Like,
man, it's so
man,
many things that happen in that show that like, oh my gosh. I wouldn't let my mom watch that show though. I'm like, Mom, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Matter of fact, don't even acknowledge that I saw this. Okay. Don't even watch it
oh
because
man, I
this
want
show
you
is
to think
over.
less of me.
I know facts because I'm enjoying this show, just keeping it real with you, but it's a little it's a little over the top though.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I guess we can address the last thing, and that is Superman appearing at the end of Black Adam. Man, we went on a tangent. Then we ain't talked about Black Adam in 15 minutes, have we?
It was still DC related though. It was still
Facts,
DC
facts,
related for the
facts,
most
facts.
part.
Yeah, yeah, but so Black Adam versus Superman. So I just saw a clip that The Rock said Black Adam 2 is not the movie you'll get to see Superman versus Black Adam. And I'm not sure what that really means. Like, I don't, is it going to be the Shazam thing maybe first? because I'm sure Superman will get a new movie on
Yeah,
his
he's coming.
own probably before we get the Black Adam Superman fight. You think that's
Right.
what's going to happen?
More than likely.
Okay.
It's either going to cross paths on like some other type of Justice League or Justice Society.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I know Shazam sequel is the next thing coming. The thing that they didn't drop no hints about nothing on that is odd to me.
Yeah, I forgot to say
Um,
something about that too.
yeah,
Yeah, that don't make
that was
sense at
that
all.
was odd, not at
That
all.
that
So
don't because he said Shazam. It's not like he
yes,
didn't. It didn't like he did something similar. No, he said Shazam.
mm,
So it's
right.
like, yeah, you
I mean,
gotta.
what's the wizard's name? The main wizard. You
I
know what I mean? They
forget,
actually,
but
which
he
I thought
played
was
by.
dope. They showed him in there.
I don't know
You
his
know what I mean?
name,
They
but I
showed.
call him who. That's what I call him. Who?
but but
Nah,
he
he's a
was in
good
that. I
actor
thought,
though.
yeah, he definitely dope.
Yeah.
I thought it was dope that they had him in there. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
I didn't expect it in Black Adam. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? To see that they showed him several different times with all the other top notch wizards and stuff like that. I
Right.
thought that was dope. But to not mention Shazam at all was odd. You get, like I said earlier, it was like it's dope that you gave us Soups, but it was actually really supposed to be Shazam something. You know what I mean? More
Mm-hmm.
with Shazam than Soups. I mean, they face off. They in the same universe. They know each other. But I mean, but it was still like I think more of a ooh. But knowing that Shazam 2 is coming, it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of made a little more sense to connect that more.
And
My question. Go ahead.
I was just about to say though, when you think about it though, he wouldn't know about Billy Batson. He wouldn't know
True.
about him. He had been asleep for what did he say, 5,000?
5,000.
5,000 years. So he really
Mm-hmm.
just woke up. He just woke up out of his sleep, In this movie, he woke he just
Yeah.
woke up and bodied everything. So he
Everything
didn't have
after a
time
five
to
thousand year slumber after a 5,000 year slumber.
see, he didn't know nothing about Superman. He don't know nothing about nobody. He's
Right.
kind of a blank slate right now. So I guess it makes sense, but it would feel like somebody would have said something to him though.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's more than
For
anything
it to
because
even with it just being a DC movie and
mm-hmm,
it's the sequel is coming next. Like,
mm-hmm,
I mean, I can't think the Revolutionary Kid. He had all them DC character posters hanging up in his room. I
yeah,
don't think I remember seeing a Shazam one on there. You know what I
mm,
mean? It was, you know what I mean? He put that lightning bolt straight through Superman's face though.
right,
Uh
yeah, and Aquaman,
but
yeah,
right. But
mm-hmm,
you know what I mean, to anything. I mean, they both have the lightning bolt on their chest. To even it could have been a punchline or something about that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that looks familiar. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
my man say he woke up speaking English in an American accent in the Middle East though.
Big facts. Big facts.
That's
Big facts.
hilarious. Whoa, boy,
Big
you ain't
facts.
never lied. Let's see. I'll see. Hold on, real
American
quick.
accent.
Mm, hyping up a BA Superman movie and seemingly skipping Shazam. It feels like they're already rushing to it like they did with BVS. I hope not. Um, obviously, us as fans, we want to see them throw hands like tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right, right.
to be an effective universe, you do have to build on things and you have to kind of let it simmer, let it marinate, put some other building blocks in between to make it
Yeah,
more meaningful. Because at the end of the day, they really have no reason to fight right now, other than to
not at
say
all.
who's the coldest, who's the baddest, who's the strongest, or whatever. They both should
And
be
then if
on
you
good
do,
terms.
if you push it like that right away, it's almost going to even come off forced.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's why
yeah.
I was saying this Shazam stuff. One thing too, man, like um, I brought it up yesterday when I was out with the fellas, and me and Tasha, me and my lady had discussed it too. Uh, what's old girl's name? I can't think of her name right now, but she's a villain. She's on the bad side. There's been no DC movies that we saw so far
Oh, you
that
talking about
her,
Amanda Waller?
yeah, Waller,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
her and Soups have not came across each other in none of the movies. In the first Suicide Squad, she was sitting
No.
down with Batman.
Yeah.
So, and also knowing that she's on Team Bad Guy, Why would Soup be connected with her?
I don't know. I have no
Unless it's
idea.
unless, but I mean, I was going to say unless it's like a clone version or it's a different timeline. But then again, his presence, his talk still came off regular Soup. You know what I mean? He didn't come off with his chest poked out, ready to throw hands
Right.
like, "Hey, you and I need to talk." You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's the Soups that they've been presenting us. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, that was the only thing that kind of collided with. And not that I was looking for a problem. I mean, because it was dope, but it was just why would he? Because she was like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you remember. I think we was on the live or you and I was talking on the phone when they released the second or third trailer for it. I mentioned, hey man, did you peep? He said nobody on this planet is stronger than me or can beat me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a post
Yeah.
scene or something, because
Right.
why else would he be saying that unless it's to set up? And she was like, oh, I got somebody. And then
Mm-hmm.
here he, like, you know what I mean? Like that's your that's your Virgil to, you know what I mean, Ted DiBiase, you know what I mean, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Like they he Superman is almost the ultimate good guy. The only person that's close to that is you got to go to a different universe, and that's Cap.
That's Cap.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Why would he be on side unless she got something against him? It's a clone version, or it's just Bruce, you're overthinking it. You know what I mean? We just wanted to do that for the oohs and the
Mm-hmm.
eyes. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. Are they trying to switch Miss Waller's kind of role in the universe now? Didn't in the end of Peacemaker, she kind of get checked by them, like her whole squad kind of turned on her at
Yeah,
the
they
end of the
turned on her.
bid. They
Yeah,
turned on her, so maybe she's you know kind of been like turning a new
but
leaf, and but I
she was still kind of talking reckless, like, yo, you got my attention. She was like, but you can't leave here. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? She was still talking her chest out type talk,
Hmm.
like whatever his country was called. I can't think of it right now. You can
Yeah,
do it. You can do this
conduct.
here,
I
but
think it was conduct.
conduct, yeah, you
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
what
yeah.
you doing here. You take this outside of here, then
We got a
now
problem.
we have a problem. Like
Hmm.
she confident, boy. You talking to a godlike character like that?
Facts. Yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I
she
mean?
talked to everybody like that. I don't
Yeah,
know why
yeah,
she.
true,
I don't know why she thinks
true.
she the coldest. I don't know why. She must have something
Boy,
up her sleeve that we just don't know.
like
Cause
Like,
she.
man, Anton, man, let's get some drinks. And then we're gonna go to this club knowing that Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe,
I know.
Anderson Silva, they all in there, and then we just walk in there like, I'm telling you right now.
Right.
Like,
Ain't
you know
none of
who that
y'all
is,
gonna
right?
do nothing
Do
unless I tell
nothing.
you to.
Like,
It's like
I'm
I
running.
press this phone button one time, it's on in here.
It's a wrap. I'm smacking over everybody drink.
I know.
Nobody doing nothing. Like, Bruce, you
Oh man.
understand Mike Tyson over there, right? Anderson Silva over there, right? I don't care about none of that. He'll get it too. Nah, bro.
All in the game. Yep. Great point about Waller. Had the same point. It's bad storytelling, man. I mean,
Mhm.
they need practice. I can tell you that. But I think James Gunn will come in and start rectifying a little bit of this stuff. I think. I hope. You know.
I'm pretty sure the Rock probably pushed for that. You know what I mean? The Rock
I'm
was
sure
like, he probably was like, yo,
he
this,
been
I
listening.
mean, which he listening, he a fan to himself. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I remember I read something a couple days before the movie dropped that a lot of the stuff that was leaked footage was actually the Rock leaking it himself. Like, you know what I
Really?
mean? He giving us those appetizers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's funny.
It's that 11 year old boy is in, he was, you know what I mean? He excited too. So
Right. Yeah. But trust in the process, Rock, man. We'll follow as long as you obviously you already know what we want. You just have to present it to us in the right way, man, for us to stay with you. Um, Marvel movies, we go see them 2, 3, and 4 times when they're really in their bag. That's why they're so successful, not because everybody went to see it once. We all go see it 2 and 3 times because
multiple, right?
every story has implications moving forward, and they're so well written that you have to see them 2 and 3 times just to be honest, just to catch everything.
Catch,
Unless you're
yeah,
gonna you're gonna rely on Eric Voss from New Rockstars. I mean, you could do that, I guess, but
right, right. I
I
mean,
you
he
know
he hold it down
he
too, though.
hold
But
it.
still,
He's definitely on point.
man,
But I'll
man,
be like, man, it feel like they send him the movie, don't it? It feel like he
yeah,
got it at
cause
the crib.
yeah, yeah. When he broke down the last Spider Man, and it just came out 4 hours before. and he already knew who was in the who cracked the. Whoa!
Like, what are
How'd
you
you
doing?
get
How
that?
you
How did you get the footage to pause it? And I just left the theater.
right?
So
But
salute
it's
to him though. Salute.
yes. First of all, salute to him. But he has millions of followers too. He influences kind of what we think about what a movie is going to, what to expect about a movie. So I could see
Right.
them, and maybe not, sending him the movie per se, but he probably gets an advance copy for a limited time, and then it gets pulled just like
Yeah, yeah, probably so.
I probably, but
We got to get on that level
yeah, we definitely do.
inch by
Yeah,
inch though.
come on now. We need that. Let's see, let's see what we got here. Oh man, yeah. We got WWE stars. Was that the world premiere of Black Panther? Okay. What?
Mhm.
Superstars having a good time. That's ill. We're gonna talk about this on Saturday because boy, the initial reactions are out and they look great. I didn't see anything negative. Maybe one or two people said they started to feel the runtime because 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's still 2 hours and 40 minutes sitting in the same seat, but everybody talked well about all the actors, especially Letitia Wright. Everybody talked about Namor. Everybody loved him. So I can't wait to dig deep into what other people were saying. While we talk about Black Panther real quick, have you stayed away from all the extra footage that they've been dropping, or have you seen anything
I ain't
extra
seen
that
nothing. I
okay?
haven't seen anything.
I ain't gonna lie. I saw something, and it not no spoilers or anything, and I won't even say what I saw. But I didn't hear it with no audio or nothing. You know how videos automatically play on your stuff, so I just
Mm-hmm.
happened to glaze down, and I saw some business getting handed out in a real way. I'm like, wow, that's what we doing right now. Like, okay, so but I've been actively trying to avoid everything Black Panther related, even though they implementing Black Panther in commercials, and I didn't
Yeah,
see Riri's suit. I'm like, man, how am I watch a
yeah.
Target ad and see some stuff I didn't want to see in the movie? So hopefully
Right.
that's not actually a part of the movie. Maybe they did some bonus stuff just for the commercial,
Probably.
but yeah, it's everywhere now, and it's going to be
It's going.
man.
All I know is I have because where really I haven't really heard much about anything being leaked.
Mhm.
So if I heard before you said it, who knows what would have happened? And
Oh, okay.
if you know what I mean, if somebody would have like about 4 days before I saw Black Adam, one of my guys sent me a message and was like, "Yo, I got the post credit scene to Black Adam. You trying to see it?" And I was, oh, like, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Then he
No.
sent it. Then he sent it. He was like, "Here it is. It's on you. If you're gonna click that link."
Dang.
And bro,
Was you
I hit
strong
that.
though? You hit
Bro,
it?
I hit. Nah, I hit that boy. I hit that boy ASAP. That boy ASAP.
That's funny.
Hey,
You
son,
could have.
the flesh is weak. The
I
flesh is
know.
weak.
I know how I get, bro. I know, Doug. And what I was talking about, I wasn't even talking about leaked footage. I'm just talking about, they always put out like 100 TV spots
Yeah.
out in it. So that's the stuff I'm talking about. And then all the
Okay.
commercials and things of that nature. I've been actively avoiding that. I don't have cable, so I don't, most of that stuff don't run by me, but I've seen a few YouTube, ads of the Target thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of mad when I saw that. But
Right.
other than
Right.
that, I've actively stayed away from everything. So total surprises, but we still got 2 weeks to go. Got to stay
Right.
strong. Got to say
Yeah.
YouTube
Most
discipline
definitely.
because it's real out here. It's so
No
real.
doubt. No doubt. No
I haven't
doubt.
watched the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer yet. I did see the Ant-Man, but I was in a Burger King at the time, so I really didn't have no good sound. So I'm still really didn't see that either. So I'll probably watch it for the first time on our next show, like for
Yeah,
real.
that's what I was saying. We
So
should premiere that together if
oh
possible.
yeah, bet we'll definitely do that.
Um.
Let me
Hey,
see.
have you seen those when they released the posters and stuff for the new Creed, where they got those pictures of them sitting in the corner, and they put the King effect on old boy, and they put the
Nah.
Killmonger suit on.
Oh, that's
Oh
ill. Nah,
man,
I got to see those. I haven't seen
yeah,
them. I know.
Yeah.
I know they took my physique for them pictures, so I can tell you that right now.
Oh,
He
so
was
that
over here.
cap, that
You see
dude,
that, bro? You see all that, boy? You see?
old fake ass Booker T. Oh man, so much Cap America.
Who you talking about? Hey. But
I ain't
nah,
mad at
yeah,
it though.
yeah. Them boys is
Yeah, that's
them boys hitting the gym. That boy
oh
Jonathan
yeah,
Major
extra,
stuff. He look like he'll rip
extra
somebody's
boy.
face off right now.
Like I couldn't if I had the budget to get in touch with his
His
trainer. Oh my
bro.
goodness.
I don't know if you want that type of training, boy. I think they be training like 6 times a day, though. They'd be going crazy.
Oh
Most of them
man.
can't. They say it's unhealthy that they put on so much muscle in such a quick time period, but they sure be swole and cut up. So I need
Man,
some of
rip.
that because I got. If I take a jab to the flab right now, I don't know, man. It might not be good right now. But
Hey, did you get to watch that verses I sent you with which one did I send you? I think I just sent you the Superman
you
one.
sent me the Superman
Uh
and Black Adam joint. I haven't watched
okay,
that.
because they did I seen a short where they did six, it was Black Adam versus, and he said these Avengers, and it was
Mm,
they broke them down at one time, and it was Iron Man,
dead,
Quicksilver, uh,
dead,
Iron Man, Quicksilver,
dead.
uh, um, I'm leaving some Iron Man, Quicksilver. They did Hulk, Cap, yeah, Cap, Thor, and Captain Marvel. And
Mm,
I don't know if it was just due to the hype, but I know he was different when he was stacking him up against certain DC characters. But when he put him up against those Marvel characters, Danco did 6-0, 6-0 Black Adam. Now I don't know. I wasn't
I
100%
mean,
because I mean
the
we
Hulk,
start talking Thor,
Thor and the Hulk
Hulk,
is the only ones that I can see putting up a great fight. I don't know. I know you talk about World Breaker Hulk, then you're really into business, but
right?
everybody else is dead, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he giving it
This is
to,
dead.
what I mean, he giving it to, what I mean, Cap and Iron Man, Quicksilver. I think he did Quicksilver because they showed Black
Right,
Adam's speed,
right.
but like, I mean, because I mean that's
Dead.
how when I was, yeah, most definitely when I was when I was breaking down the movie last night with the fellas, and I was saying what I was saying about how are they going to connect Soup with old girl. I was like, only character that they showed her sit down with was Batman, and I said, and she, Batman is popular, everybody loves Batman, but you really can't be like, get him, Bruce, you know what I mean? And then out from the mist comes, nah, you know what I mean? That's just a rich athletic brother in a suit, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Facts.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I like
That's
Batman,
man.
and you know what I mean, but to me, they writing, man, there was a crossover where Batman actually beat Hulk.
Man, stop
Come on,
this.
man.
Stop that,
Come
man.
on, man.
What are you
Come
gonna
on,
do?
man.
What are
Come
you
on,
gonna
man.
do? Hey, come on. Hold on.
Buy that
Boy,
Kanye, man.
that Kanye needle drop given the last few. You gotta explain that one for me. I'm not sure. Awkward. I don't know. But I know that Batman is not messing with
None of
Hulk.
that.
It's not, a
None of
matter
that.
of, I mean, nobody's messing with that's really powered unless he's got the scoop on him, like Superman. He hit him with a kryptonite dart. Okay. But Superman is so fast. How can you get off
Yeah,
of
he could
how can
he
you
could
get
body
off
him.
the dart? The
That's
dart
what I'm
could be in
saying.
midair and he could just kill you before the dart hit where you were supposed to
Because
be. Like, what are you
they
talking
they
about?
write it. I mean, it's the way of the writing it. You know what I mean? To make
Yeah,
it a
I
little more
know.
fair, or hey, he's human, so let's have a little bit more.
Right.
Nah, bro. Like, I mean, it is but Superman doesn't have that darkness in him. I mean, he's an easygoing guy. Like, you know what I mean? One of his powers, he's so close to Bruce that he knows Bruce's heartbeat. So if you were that in tune with somebody, you could send her, you know what I mean, a hot laser beam from your eye, boom, and it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? But he's not like that. You know what I mean? So there's no way.
Black Adam is though.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
he even
Black
over
Adam,
there
yeah.
he thinking about me right now. Hold up. Yeah, yeah, man. I think I talked to Bebop about Batman when we were on, talking about superheroes, and I like his movies and all that, but as a character, I always say that they write him completely out of whack. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Is the stuff that he does, and everybody's excuses. He's always 10 steps ahead of people.
come
He's a
on, man.
master planner. I'm like, man, that's
Come on,
cool
man.
if you're on the ground level with those guys. If you know what I mean, the ground level character, that's cool. But when you get into the Supermans and these other earthly characters, and even like a Flash or anybody like that, like what can you do
Nah,
besides set out a tripwire for Flash? Like, come on, man, what are
nah,
you going to
man, nah,
do?
bro. I mean,
It's
we like your
nothing.
heart. We
Yeah,
like your
we
heart, man.
appreciate
We
it.
like, yeah,
You
you
got
know, you got
hands. You
confidence in
got
yourself,
hands. You got
but it's
hands.
different, bro.
Nah,
And one
man.
thing I always said about Batman too is like, why is it in his contract that he always get a rematch? You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because he get whooped, and then it's like, oh, the
yeah,
rematch.
right,
He's ready. Nah,
bruh.
man. If I
Come on,
handle
man.
if unless the brand is dumb crazy, if I handle you something proper, you know what I mean? Like how
Yeah,
Bane did him. If I was Bane, I wouldn't have gave him no rematch. Nigga. Like book your whole everything, bro. You know what I'm
man.
saying? Your whole Becky Academy is toe up. Why do I need to?
Go
Why I
back
need to
here.
give you like I got to give you a rematch? You know
Man,
what I
I
mean? But
saw
that's
him in
how
the
that.
back at me today. That's what I did. There was a couple
Like,
videos on Facebook that was using the back at me, had me touched though. I ain't gonna lie.
I
But
mean, but he always get a rematch. He always
yeah.
they you know what I mean back when Key and Peele show used to come on, they did a one of the skits before whatever it was. I remember they was like, why when they write Superman and Batman together, when they come together, they looking at each other like they equals. It was like, bro, they're not
They're
equals.
not even
You know what I
close,
mean? It
dude.
was like Superman, Batman to be like, jump in my in the bat so I can fly you around Gotham. Like, no, just jump on my back. I can do that for you.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean? He was saying he's like it's not there's not nothing there. You got to get in your plane to get around. I fly for real.
Hmm.
You know what I
Right,
mean? You in the gym trying to bench press. I was born with this. You know what I'm
right.
saying? There's a difference.
Exactly. Hey, just Superman compared to Batman, like Batman is no different from any other human on earth when you
Yeah.
compare it to Superman's power. Is he's a
Hmm.
fly. He's literally a
Yeah.
fly. It's like shoe fly, get out of here. And
Right. Yeah.
hope
Be
I don't
easy,
kill
man.
you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could do whatever I want to you right now. It's
Yeah.
like, why do they yeah. It gets on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie.
It do the same
It,
for
it
me too.
really gets on my nerves. But in respect to Batman, I mean, he's giving us some of the best movies. Just stay in your lane, my guy. Writers, stay in your lane. Just
he's
leave him
human.
out of the
He's
conversation with some of these other guys.
look like I broke it down like this, and I try to trim the fat. Like, all right, let's say he is a peak level athlete, the most peakest level athlete. I've seen Michael Jordan miss shots.
Right.
I've seen Michael Jordan's second, third year when he had like a hamstring where he only played 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Michael came back on the Wizards, he dove for a loose ball and busted his chin open. You seen Michael Jordan bleed.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Mike Tyson get knocked out. Um, I seen Chuck Liddell get knocked out. So I seen Anderson Silva's leg break. So
Facts.
if we putting Bruce Wayne there, that if he's still we still seen that. On top of it, he's human.
Mm-hmm.
He could get COVID.
Right.
He could get a chest cold.
Facts.
He could get the flu.
Yeah.
If he don't get enough sleep, he's fatigued. He
Mm-hmm.
actually, you know what I mean, Damian is the new Robin. That's his son. He stay up too long at night dealing with his son. His day gonna be thrown off
Right.
because
And
he's human.
and
If
Damien can give out some work too. Damien gonna
yeah,
give
yeah,
Batman a run for
he
his money
about
too.
he about the blood too. He don't mess
Yeah,
around. He'll body
facts.
you.
Yeah. Real.
His grandfather Raza Ghul, so he
Yeah,
got that Raza Ghul in him too. So
absolutely. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because I'm a father. I mean, I
Yeah.
done got him. I mean, I'm not where I want to be, but them nights when my kids was younger, they still man, my day thrown off,
Be
bro.
hurt. Be
You know what I
hurt.
mean?
Yeah.
This chest
Yeah.
code got me down. I ain't gonna be able to fight crime today, but Batman can. but, Straight up.
Yeah, real talk though. But James Gunn, I hope you are listening. Do not, I repeat, do not make the same mistake, man. I'm done with that. I'm really off that. They can be in the same movie. Just don't try to pit them against each other. Batman
Right.
he can be a great leader. He can great strategist and all this. And every team needs that. Just don't pit them against none of these. Not Green Lantern. Don't put him against him. Aquaman, Wonder Woman. None of them, because he will get. I mean, he's a roach. Like they just gonna step on this dude. Come on, you don't even got vibranium in his suit. Come on, man. You don't have nothing, dude. Stop it. Just
Man,
don't do
yeah, just straight up, man.
it.
Like,
Yeah, stop it.
I mean, Batman versus like, I mean, I know it's not DC, but like Batman versus Snake Eyes would be stuff like that would be dope.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, if you
like
want to get
those.
technical, like even even Daredevil is interesting, but Daredevil will hear every move he makes before he does it.
Bruh,
You know what I
I'm here to
mean?
tell you.
So, but I mean, it would still be
It'll be a
nice to
real
watch,
fight. It'll be a real fight,
right?
but
But then I mean,
Daredevil,
is his heart rate increase? Oh, he's about to throw a punch. He's about to
bruh,
do this. You can't
yeah,
that
Daredevil.
throwing that smoke down so they can't see you, nigga.
Nah,
You know
that
that
don't
ain't gonna
work. It
work.
don't work. It don't work, bro. Like this dude think he in this. He really think I can't see him. I see everything. I ain't got.
Everything.
I'm just okay. Whatever, bro. I'm sorry, Batman. We ain't trying to get on you like this, but
Nah, cause we
come
fans.
on, cuz we
You know what I
know.
mean. But
We
still,
know. Like we said, we know what real is. Obviously, all of it's fake, but you get superhumans in the ring with humans. There's
it's not the
nothing
same,
we
bro.
can do, man. Nothing.
It's not the same.
Not so.
There's levels. There's levels.
It's definitely levels to this, man. Shout out to Batman, though, especially the new Batman. I love the new Batman movie, the
Yeah, that
newest
was
Batman
gritty.
movie.
I like that.
That's what we need, like street level,
Yeah.
like a mafia. You know what I mean? It felt like just straight up New York. I know it was Gotham, but it felt like a New
Right.
Yorkish mafia movie with a superhero in
Mm-hmm.
it. That's all. Keep Batman in that lane. Please do
Yeah.
that.
That was
But
dope. That was real dope.
yeah. All right, man. Well,
No
shoot, that's
doubt.
all I really have for today. We're gonna definitely reconvene sometime this weekend once we figure out whether the the leaders of the round table, the knights of the round table can gather and talk about all the news that's going on in superhero movies and TV world, because there's a
No doubt.
lot, and we
It's a
have
lot.
to we'll probably need this emotional support group before we go see Black Panther 2 in the next 2 weeks, because it's gonna be real. Everybody said bring your box of tissues.
Man,
It was one,
I
hold on.
uh,
It was one tweet as far as a review. He said the first 5 minutes of the movie almost broke me. The last five did. I was like, ooh,
wow.
that right there. That makes me
Wow.
nervous right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You gonna
I
have
might be
that 1-800 chat line, man. You gonna have to call.
bruh, we all
Hold
be
your
in a
head.
we're gonna be in a prayer circle after that movie. I am gonna swear. But
Hey, lean on me.
the
When you're
man,
not strong.
that gangster lean though, that
I
gangster
seen
lean you
that
said today,
yesterday.
the gangster lean and that gangster lean, man, that's that
Straight
cut though.
up.
I ain't gonna lie, but
Man.
yeah, I'm pulling up in now. I promise you, I am. I'm pulling up with that song rocking. For real, I am. It's your fault
No doubt, man. No
too.
doubt.
All right, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you hopping on with me.
Yeah, appreciate the invite, man. Enjoy myself.
Indeed.
As usual. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Absolutely. To all that were watching, I appreciate you all in the game. Torian Rain, appreciate you being in the chat and putting us on game. All in the game. Both of you guys, if you could send me your email or email me. Matter of fact, I'm going to put my email up here real quick. Simply marvelous. It's 21. I think that's what it is. Email. If you guys are in the chat, please email me, because I wouldn't mind getting y'all on the show, because y'all really contribute and have good nuggets to drop. So, a special show we can get some of our viewers on at some point. I appreciate y'all being in there. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you have a show that you want us to do, hit us on that email one time and let us know, man. We love just talking about superheroes and all the things that goes on along with it. So with that being said, appreciate you, Bruce, for being with me one more again. Absolutely. And we are out this thing. Hold on, you froze over there? Or you mugging me? You froze. We're gonna keep it there though. I guess I'm closing the show on my own, but it's all good. Peace and love. I appreciate y'all. We are out this thing. You heard? One.